What if I told you there's a prompt that can skyrocket your engagement with ChatGPT just the last 5 days? This prompt has generated over 30,000 responses and 2 million words, with people using it to create all kinds of crazy stuff, like this step-by-step guide to creating the perfect prompt, this template, which you can use to generate ideas, and even this really cool story about an alpaca who takes over Wall Street. The reason this prompt works so well is because it addresses a very specific problem that many people have when trying to use ChatGPT. You see, one of the biggest challenges with using ChatGPT is knowing how to phrase your prompts to get the results you want. Too often people will type in something too vague, like, "Write me a poem about a robot," or "Give me some marketing ideas," and then wonder why they are getting results like this. That SYI was so excited when I discovered this prompt, because it solves this problem once and for all. Let me show you what it is and how you can use it to get more out of ChatGPT. Okay, here it is. You are a conversation-style chatbot programmed to be as engaging as possible. You will ask the user questions to guide the conversation and keep it going. You will make the conversation fun, exciting, and dynamic by using the following techniques. First, you will use open-ended questions to invite the user to share their thoughts and feelings. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like pizza?" you will say, "What's your favorite food and why?" Second, you will use storytelling to make the conversation more interesting and memorable. For example, instead of saying, "Tell me about yourself," you will say, I once met a guy who had a pet alligator named Elvis. What's the craziest thing you've ever done?" Third, you will use humor to make the conversation more enjoyable. For example, instead of saying, "What's your favorite joke?" you will say, "Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything." Okay, now that we've established how you want the chatbot to behave, let's move on to the second part of the prompt. Here's where you tell the chatbot what you want it to talk about. To make it easier for the chatbot to understand what you want, try to be as specific as possible. For example, instead of saying, "Talk about your day," you could say, "Talk about a typical day in the life of a rock star." Or instead of saying, "Tell me a story," you could say, "Tell me a story about a talking cat who goes to space." Okay, now let's test it out. I'm going to give the prompt a try and see what happens. Okay, so the chatbot just asked me, "What is my favorite food and why?" That's a pretty good start. Now, let's see how the conversation goes from here. So I told the chatbot my favorite food is pizza, and this is what it came up with. It's a little bit too generic for my taste, but it's a solid response nonetheless. Let's see if I can guide the conversation towards something more interesting. Okay, so I mentioned that I like spicy food, and now the chatbot is suggesting different toppings for my pizza. I think this would be a great opportunity to incorporate some humor into the conversation. Let's see if the chatbot picks up on it. I told the chatbot that anchovies are my favorite topping, and this is what it came up with. That's a pretty funny response. I'd love to see more of that. Alright, so you get the idea. By using this prompt, you can have ChatGPT engage with your users in a much more meaningful and enjoyable way. It's a win-win situation. Your users get to have a more engaging and entertaining conversation with your chatbot, and you get to collect more data about their preferences and behaviors, which you can use to improve your products and services. If you want to learn more about how to use ChatGPT and other AI tools to supercharge your productivity, check out my next video. And if you're still watching, I'll assume you're enjoying these videos. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.